All right, so let's talk about editing your website copy. This is probably something that you're going to want to do. Maybe update the button copy, update the headline, change all those things to reflect your coaching business. So, like we talked about in the show basics, we have our site settings where we can go from page to page, and then we have our page settings, and each canvas is kind of broken down, and we can see the text in here. So I can, take this header, I can click here and it's going to give me the option to edit it, or I can just go right into the canvas, double click on it and edit it. From there, it's super simple. The uh, could change the headline like that. You can completely change it to be something different. If for some reason it was a little bit long, you could change the size of the text. Maybe it would fit a little bit better. Obviously it's a headline, so you want to make sure it stands out. But you can play around with it. But it's really that simple to update your text. And we touched on this a little bit in the Showit basics one, but you'll see over here are all of your kind of text settings. So it's going to the default font color for this specific template. You can change out the font over here into whatever your brand fonts are, or the template fonts if that's what you chose to go with. The size of the font, it gets into kind of a tough area where it's like you don't want to mess with the design too much, but if for some reason you need a little bit of room, there was too much spacing there, white space is always a good thing, but you could adjust the line height a little bit so the text is a little more compact if you need a little bit more room. But I do recommend kind of keeping it where it is and not getting too overwhelming. There are a lot of options here, and the whole point of you buying a template is for it to be kind of pretty easy for you to like drag and drop. But if you're looking to play around with any of these options, this is kind of how it goes over here. And then if you had links within your text, you could change out the color to something else. So if one of these was linked, it would be that light purple color over there. You'll notice here too that if I want to click down here and edit, I can't, because this text box is only that size. If I stretch it down here, I can do that. It doesn't really matter, but just something to note here. But it's super easy to just come in here and update the text and make it yours.